Hello, everybody out there in TV land. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, yo, we got Trico. Playing an English drinking song is cool. That's right. That's right. I think it's also the French also repurposed that song. I forget who originally wrote the melody, but yeah, no, it's funny because it is the grand American tradition. Because we took the song Yankee Doodle, which was meant to infuriate and mock the Americans, then we played it as Cornwallis and his troops marched out in disgrace. And it became an American theme. They're like, and I remember when I was a kid, I was like, wait, why do we sing this song? I mean, this is obviously clowning on us. And then I learned the history of it. I'm like, oh, oh yeah, yeah. No, that's about it as an American meme, taking an insult and turning it into a badge of honor. And uh, and turning into, yeah, that's an American meme that's about as strong as "Don't touch the boats." Don't believe us? Ask the Barbary Coast pirates. Oh wait, you can't. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Of course, we're going to open up and talk about the waifu in the room here. So today's waifu of the day, doing the waifu every day through the month of April, is the steampunk waifu. That's right, there on her propeller gear, floating there, kind of chilling, bobbing and weaving. Mostly just bobbing. Emphasis on the bobs. Yep. So today I'm gonna be finishing up something. Speaking of Great Britannia, I'm gonna be finishing up this picture today in the analog studio. So we're going to work on this one. This is a promo piece for World War Hell. A Tommy wielding a halberd, flying a tattered Union Jack in defiance against all odds, because that is the theme of World War Hell, is standing up in sheer defiance in the face of guaranteed annihilation. That's right. 40K, we're about to show you how Grimdark is done right. And we're also going to show you how tabletop strategy is done right, because I don't get it. I'm sorry. I have to agree with most players. Like, when it comes to the lore, third edition was third edition of Warhammer 40K. That was peak. That was peak lore. It was grim. It was dark. Humanity, everything sucked. There was no silver lining, just storm clouds. And I got an itchy nose today. And when it comes to the rules, sixth edition really was there. I would say, if you took sixth edition and added the Armageddon rules from eighth, you get a fairly decent game. I have itchy McItchy face. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's allergies. Maybe I'm just, getting ready to explode. I don't know. Yo! Frederick Imont is saying, good morning. How are you streaming? I fell asleep to you guys streaming, and you're already up and at it again. Yeah. I got a schedule to keep. I even overslept this morning. Which, like, I wasn't joking when I was like, dude, I got to cut out. I got to be up early in the morning because I work out of the home, and I educate the kids out of the home. And so I got to get them up, get them fed, get them clean, get them dressed, and then get them on their studies. And it's absolutely, it's an adventure, man. It's an adventure. So, and then I've got to get into the office. I got to get this piece done. Let's see here. Switch cameras real quick. Shishaw. Yeah, that's right. Analog art. It's not a digital piece, folks. Before I went to bed last night, I went and did a little bit of splatter on the bottom, kind of textured it up a little bit. And then I was talking to Paul Roper, who is based out of the UK. He's the CEO of Omniverse Incursion Entertainment, our little company that we've got stuff rolling. He kind of, I don't know, I think it was the sleep deprivation that got me last night. And I am got glitchy cameras today, don't I? Ever since I got this Windows update, the last Windows update, it's all sorts of like funkiness. So I might have to download some updated codecs and get this all squared away. Later, yeah. See, there it goes again. Glitch, 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 glitch. I'm not having. I'm not. Oh no. Hey, there it goes again. That's so weird. Um. Oh, there's a fly in my room. I don't have any bugs in here. Anyway. Oh my gosh, man. You open the door and nature moves into the house, dude. Like for real. I don't get it. I keep a clean yard. I keep a clean house. The only thing that's a mess is my workstation, and it's functionally a mess. And today we're also our first day of streaming over on Twitch. That's right. You can go follow me on Twitch at tank_fair. I set up that account a long time ago before getting semi-intelligent about it. This is so weird. I have been having all sorts of issues, so I probably have to do a software update Thursday, like I am. But I want to get this rolling, so turn off to the side. Yep. And my breath wall. I'm gonna repaint this. It's got all worn out from the desk that used to be here, rubbed up against the wall and shelving back here. I gotta repaint this stuff. I'm gonna throw some shelves up back here. Right. And I've got over there. I've got a Venator. I always say it wrong. Venator class Star Destroyer. That's the one from the prequels with the twin, with the two castles up on top, conning towers, or whatever you want to call it. And so I'm going to assemble that sucker. That's going to take me a hot minute. It's 5,600 pieces. It's huge. It's over 4 feet in length. That's right. It is a full dishwasher's height in length. Hey, yo, Aaron. Good to see you. It's good to see everybody out there. Mortal Rising comic book. You can get issues number 1 and 2. It's absolutely amazing. Remember, folks, if you got something cool to drop, or if you have a trailer that you would like me to add to my repertoire, please hit me up over on at Spare Tank, and I'll shoot you a Google Drive link. You can upload it, or you can shoot me a file share link, and I'll download it and I'll add it to the roster. Because I want to promote indie. I despise mainstream, except for 2 books. The new Darkwing Duck and the Space Ghost, which I believe both are from Dynamite. I'm actually interested in getting in on those. I'm hearing really, really good things. So, why waste your time with Jim Lee phoning it in on Hush 2 when you can actually get something that's on brand and meets fan expectations of what you would you want from a book. So I'm going to turn my attention over here. I did some erasing as well. Because I didn't want the pencil to get in the way of this. I am inking with, today I'm inking with a Micron 0.15 millimeter. And that's the 003. Oh, you can't see that. Whatever. Yeah, I need more lighting. So, hey. Frederick Dumont says, I got my G.I. Joe 21 reprint, and it's so dope. Best reprint in my collection so far. Yeah, that's good to hear, man. And that's a cool thing. Pardon me. Yeah, I might have to go take another antihistamine real quick. I don't think one's gonna cut it today. There we go. Just wreck the whole joint, why don't you? Where do I hide? No, that's Charlotte's Web. Kids are reading that. So I had to read up on it real quick. I haven't read that book in forever. Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. We have the unabridged. Of course, E.B. White, writer of Stuart Little. And absolutely great story. And still, after all these years, I have no idea what I did with that. Let me see. Sure. Where are my pants? A little bit of a Lego movie reference for you there. But yeah, no, once again, that's good storytelling, right? After all these years, still offers a bit of a gut punch. You know the ending, but it's still kind of sad. And that's really is a hallmark of great storytelling right there. These stories still continue to hold water and whatnot. So a little bit of a back thing because we're creating a little bit of a hard edge. So there. In a little bit. Dress the heck out of this. We want to make this guy look kind of like he's been through hell and fiercely defiant. When this is done, we're going to end high resolution because I am working with such a tiny, tiny pen. Another thing that EBS and I have in common, we have a love affair with tiny, tiny pens. I absolutely do. Generally like to work with smaller the better. The smaller the better. But I'm open for commissions. If you know anybody out there, if you drive a commission towards me, let me know that, hey, you sent them because I do pay, I do give sales commissions. I do. I do 10% sales commission on any referrals. So hit me up. Let me know. Like say, hey, I sent so-and-so your way. And then upon successful completion of contract, I'll PayPal you, I'll Cash App you, whatever your poison is. I'll send you a cashier's check, whatever. And I'll get you your commission. So, although I do warn you, I am ultra cheap for the indie guys. Not charge my full professional rates ever for indie. I've never done it. Okay, I can't say I've never done it, but it is so rare that hardly worth mentioning. And that's because I understand budgets and whatnot. You got to turn a profit. You got to keep the machine rolling forward. And honestly, that's what I want to see. I want to see the indie guys succeed. Now, over Elliot Rodriguez, I don't know if he's still live or not, but he had Bosch this morning. And Pigman is one of those books that at first I did not appreciate it. Not that I didn't, well, I can't say that I didn't appreciate it. I was like, this book's not for me, man. But I wish him the best. I wish him success and everything. But that book has grown on me. Yes, the variance in art styles and stuff like that. See that, it's storytelling devices, right? And so go check that one out. It's an interesting book. It's an interesting point of view, and I'm glad that he's on Fund My Comic because even if I was of the opinion that this book's not for me, I was like him not being able to be platformed. I was like, that's BS. BS. For real. I can't stand for it. The whole cancel culture. I don't care who's doing the canceling. I don't care what flavor of pure it is. I'm not. I do. The dude does not abide, as it were. Do. Let me double check. You know, I think I forgot to do something. Did I forget to do something? No, I got that going. Why is that? Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. I just want to make sure we got the ladies. Let's see here. Frederick says, I've got low rates for indies as well. It's worth it to be seen in indie books, and they have more interesting things to draw to. Dude, for real. The coolest, most fun pictures, most fun commissions I've ever had were all for indie books. And one day, um, I'll, I'll have to dig them all out because I've moved so many times. I had computer problems and lost data. And but I've done I mostly have done cover art for indies. Of course, you know, Neon Revenant. Sign up for Neon Revenant. A link in the description. That one you're not going to want to miss out on, from Rock Hard Comics in association with Omniverse Incursion. That is going to be one hell of a book. That is King Lee kind of bringing the heat with a fantastic editorial team saying, look, do you want a strong woman? We got one. We got one. And she ain't a whammon. She's a whoa, man. That's the type of girl that makes you go, whoa, man. You know, loving wife, mother, competitive athlete, you know, and her husband, and her two daughters murdered by mafiosos. She comes back from the dead. Hell hath no fury such as a mother's vengeance. That's right. So big shout out to all the moms out there. You know, there's one thing I say, I'm like, look, dude, there's only a handful of things. Like you can clown on people all you want, right? Few things you don't touch. That is, you don't touch their religion. Don't touch, like you don't insult their religion. Don't insult their mothers, children, especially moms, dude. No. Moms and kids, dude. Like you touch on that, you're gonna watch a man rip out your tongue and eat it right in front of you. You won't be able to say a damn thing other than can I do that in the movie voice? All right. Hold on. Oh, got to do a little vocal exercise warm up right there. What is it? Hold on. A loving mother. Her husband and her two children are murdered by mafiosos, and she comes back from the dead to seek vengeance. Hell hath no fury such as a mother's revenge. John Revenant coming to fund my comic this year. How was that? How was that, Tim? Was that passable? Was that good? Was that okay? That was okay. I like microns, but dude, they wear out so fast. Like by the time I'm done with this picture, and I am being like super duper gentle here, but this little tiny pen is going to be all worn out. So I need to get commissions in. I got to build up my art supplies. I got to get the analog studio back up and running. Analog art supplies ain't cheap, dude. That was okay. Next says Tim, what's up? Here after the first break, I'll go ahead and open up the lines. And, general public, and bring people come on up here into the digital bullpen. Remember, spread the word about the digital bullpen. We are here. I'm your friendly neighborhood multiplier. I am here to help you reach your audience, and get some good clips. Maybe get some good clips to help spread the word, right? Get the information out there. That way, get more people in on this stuff. Because, dude, Hush was a decent story. Like, that was okay. It wasn't enough to bring me back into being interested in DC Comics. I feel like there's a little bit, and I don't shame anybody for what they like. Well, unless it's illegal. And then in that case, you can go to hell. Well, I'll see you there. But I'm going to be the one in charge of the Department of Butthole Spiders. And boy, I have some surprises for you. I've been coming up with new ways. They're coming in, they're going out. It's going to be fun on the bun. Well, I mean, for me. For you. I can't say that you're going to have a good time. You're going to have a bad time, okay? Enjoy what you like. Be a fan of what you like. There are things that I don't like, but that's not me saying don't buy that product. That's because art is subjective. It really, really is. Art is subjective. It is a matter of taste. There are a couple of I say that good art is a matrix, right? I mean that in the mathematical term, like a table we cross-reference. So good art is a matrix is primarily two elements. Everything else is window dressing. Those two elements are art is only as good as it communicates and can invoke an emotional response. Excited, sad, angry, happy, something. Although I have to agree with Michael from The Good Place, there are only two emotions, hunger and anger. Everything else is just window dressing. The wish that my potato camera could actually capture what I'm doing here. And, that's part of building things up. I got a couple of cheapo $15 cameras. Frederick Dumont says, I prefer the Silvestri Batman to Jim Lee's. I prefer I prefer, I'm with you. I prefer Silvestri over Jim Lee. I mean, I like Jim Lee. I like his artwork. But I think that Silvestri is by far the superior artist and whatnot. I feel like Scott Williams does a lot of heavy lifting for Jim, especially these days. I think Jim's been out of the game too long. A lot of people cut him leeway and whatnot. I think that's, there's a little bit of cognitive bias on that. But I feel that Jim has overseen the downfall of DC Comics. And even if he's not responsible for the direct content, I feel like, well, to put it in Bajoran terms, he's a collaborator. He's an enabler. He did not set down the hammer and put his job on the line for his integrity. And I'm one of those people who I do fervently believe that your integrity is worth more than your immediate life. So, wow, I have really shaky hands today. It happens. I'm doing like tiny strokes. I'm not going to be doing any long lines. No DMV today, guys. No Department of Motor Vehicles. Aaron says, Immortal Rising comic book says, damn, pulling out the DS9 references. That's right. DS9 was fun. It really shook things up. I kind of think of DS9 as the, or I should say that Marvel's Civil War, the first one, not the second one, was total garbage. But Marvel's Civil War was to the Marvel Universe what DS9 was to Star Trek. It shook things up. It turned the entire paradigm head and changed things forever. It was innocence lost, honestly. It was the loss of the innocence, the end of the golden age of the Federation. Unfortunately, both Marvel and Star Trek didn't. The writers they failed to follow through with any good logical follow-ups. I felt that it was not that was peak Star Trek. I mean, honestly, I feel that the Star Trek the animated series and some of the movies, the early movies, were honestly the peak of writing, especially the animated series. That's really where Roddenberry got to cut loose, and because didn't have to futz with practical effects, he really got to get in there and create the alien races that he really wanted. And honestly, it's sad, even with all the special effects and all the practical effects and CG and all that other stuff, we didn't get any of those alien races until Lower Decks. And yeah, Lower Decks is like 80% member berries. But I felt like it was member berries done right. I can't say that it's got a high rewatchability like the other Star Trek does. I've watched DS9 so many times, and sometimes I just go ahead and skip to certain episodes or arcs. Like I'll go watch all the Ferengi episodes of Next Generation DS9, and of course grab that one Ferengi episode from from Voyager, because False Prophets, because that is a good episode. Ferengi gods. Yeah, Marv V, what is up? How are you doing? Tim Olson says Lower Decks is crap, and says don't strike me dead. I'm not a big on Star Trek. Hey, no, dude. Like, look, you like what you like. You don't like what you don't like. And if we all like the same thing, it's like I tell my kids when they're like, my sibling, they don't want to watch the show that I'm watching. And I'm like, dude, if we all liked all the same stuff, there would be one food, one ice cream, one drink, and we wouldn't care. But, it's not. And I'm glad for it, because that sounds like a rather dull. In my own science fiction, I actually have an alien race like that, where they're just homogenized. They all like just the same thing. They all have the same opinion, all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no. And then when they encounter humans, it's like, but there's variety. It's crazy talk. So another reason why I want to get this Scalpel Zero stuff done, because that is just the opening act to a greater science fiction universe, a story of humanity that spans over 500 years. Been writing it, editing it, and whatnot over the years. Not like one of those things where it's like, oh, I had a concept a long time ago, and then I just shelved it. But it's like, no, it's always been on the back burner. I've been simmering it, adding spices, juicing, including, as needed, right? Marv V says Frederick Dumont going home. Just came here to say and drop a thumbs up. Hope you're all doing well. To say hi. Okay, I see what you said there. You corrected yourself. Yeah. Dude, I thank you very much for stopping by. Dude, it actually means a lot, man. I want to see this stuff grow. I want to get more eyes on this stuff. We got a lot of stuff. There's a lot of great stuff coming out. It's not just mine. Like, kind of like the old progressive website where this like, well, you don't have to just look at my product. Go check out this product over there. Go check out that product. There's so many options out there. And I've got quite a few of them in the description. Links to Kickstarters, Fund My Comic, IndieGoGo. Even though I am strictly a Fund My Comic backing type of guy these days, I'm done with IndieGoGo, as I call it. But you know what, dude? Find your market. Get to your market. Where is your fan base? I mean, Brian Polito, speaking of which, Brian Polito, we are going to be doing this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. We are going to be doing Lady Death over on the studio with the Dawn. Oh, yeah. Yeah. James Lee, the real Jim Lee, not that defunct prototype that's over at DC Comics. He managed to finally talk the Dawn into doing it. And I'm like, well played. So it's going to be sexy. It's going to be sexy time. Talking about like OG waifus right there, dude. Like before the term waifu ever existed, there was. And I haven't gotten caught up on the new Lady Death stuff. I'm very excited that Brian decided he was going to move the plot forward and move forward. I love the design for La Muerta. I love the Sugar Skull aesthetic. It's a really nice one, and it's very tastefully done. So I'm excited to get caught up on that. But before I can do that, I got to get the studio squared away. I do want to back some books. I want to get myself a copy of EDGEPUNK, but it looks like I'm gonna miss it. Which is just most unfortunate. I know it's pricey, but I know I've talked to this series, and I want to bring him on the show. I keep forgetting. Get him up and be like, yo, dude, come on the show. Let's talk about your stuff. We do little things a little bit differently around here. I'm sure you have seen Melvin number 4, page 21. The page is almost done. Oh yeah, dude, like Tim is a guy that has been consistently leveling up. So I do recommend getting the older issues of Melvin 1 so that you can get caught up on the story. Not that it's necessary, but 2, so you can see that the passion that this creator has been put forward, and the care that goes into the product. Like you can see the leveling up and writing, editing, artwork, all of it, all across the board, dude. Better and better with each issue, and I love to see that. Just like the Voluntarist from Jack Lloyd, I really enjoyed. I got the first 5 issues. Now he went after he finished issue 6. He went and remastered the original, and I want to get that too because I was watching as the art was leveling up, as the writing was leveling up, and whatnot. And that's stuff that I really do like to see. I'll take growing. I'll take growing. I see some guys, they reach like, they hit the low 5 figures on their campaigns, and bam, stagnation. Right, like they're comfortable there. It's not sexy. It's not sexy. There's opposites. No. So big ups to Gable Penny shot, his editor. No, Gabe's a great editor. Huge shout out to him. You know me over here, I praise the editor. People often have this misnomer that an editor is the editor is a spell checker. And it's like, well, that's kind of part of the job, because, you know, spell check won't tell you you're using the wrong version of there or ensure. But editors are your Sherpas, right? They are the first line of defense. And gosh, I wish I knew who did the quote there. They are the first line of defense for the customer, right? So you want to make sure that as creators, you know, I love all these guys out here because they are dedicated to delivering the best entertainment they can. Really do want to entertain. They've got these wonderful stories, passionate about it, so that you don't see mainstream. Nobody's passionate about anything. Like, look at Hush 2. It's phoned in, right? That is the number one review that Jim Lee just didn't seem to give a crap about it. And that's a little disheartening, right? That's a little disheartening to hear something like that, especially since Run on X-Men was great. The artwork for Wildcats was just off the hook. Same thing with Deathblow. People were like, "Oh, he's just doing the Frank Miller thing," and it's like, well, no, Frank Miller didn't even invent the Frank Miller thing. You know, like that's not new. But it's no, they did it really well, and I love that high contrast, inverted art type of stuff. Really good, really good stuff. And you know, there's no more passion in it. And like I tell my kids, you know, do a matrix. What do you want to do in life? Oh, what do you like doing? Draw a Venn diagram, right? What do you like doing? What pays money and won't embarrass you or your parents did it in public? I had to add that little last, you know, won't embarrass your parents. Well, let's see here. Yeah, Tim Olson says, well, Tank, some of these guys are not as hungry as the guys who are starting out. And it's true. You are hungriest right before the meal. Marv V says, I wanted the Atlantean by Arrow Comics, but Amazon will not send it to me. I don't know why, but they won't. Wow, that's unfortunate. Amazon, what the hell, bud? Don't you like money? I thought you liked money. Amazon, you turd buckets. Stupid Amazon. I have a little bit of experience in the entertainment industry. Not big time experience. Nothing like, you know, say like Fraga or Willows. Those guys actually do real work. At best, I was a grunt. Well, I would say mostly I was a grunt. At best, I got pulled in for like special projects, mostly for pitches. And it's funny too, because some stuff went to some of the stuff that I worked on the pitches for went to small studio production. All of a sudden, I was not needed anymore. It's like, well, that's a fine. How do you do? But you know, I wasn't up to the grade for the money that they were paying about. That's okay. You'll take that stuff personally. You take it professionally, and you just got to get better at it. That's all. That's all. All this thatch cross hatching, thatch beef thatch. I guess it's called. Doc Blaylock would be able to tell. I'm an idiot. Yep. Uh-oh, why's the dog? Oh, that's okay. That's fine. He's a puppy. He's a puppy. Yeah, we rescued a dog, my own chagrin, but he was being held in horrible conditions. Community action about all these dogs. That were 5 dogs being kept in a small kennel. They're medium-sized dogs. So we got the whole neighborhood and outside the neighborhood together to get them homes, get them out of those deplorable conditions. Like one of those things where, the police probably should have been involved, but if the police got involved, then those dogs more than likely would have been put down. So, and I'm glad we got the dog. I am. I'm allergic to dogs. Deathly, actually. If I don't take antihistamines on a regular basis, I will start coughing up blood. Really. It is what it is. Oh, she's getting a little too excited. I might have to go in and get that second. Let's see. Getting his Tommy squared away, getting his historically accurate gear thrown in, because that's one of the things that we're doing with World War Hell. We want the World War II stuff to be historically accurate. Well, up to a point, because we do have Franken tanks. There is unit customization. In the base box set of London Fallen is a unit called the Sergeant's Arms, and they are basically Tommies in with medieval weapons, firearms, and armor. Demons, they just charge straight at your lines. This is not a war. We have to go, humanity has to go from fighting against humans, and not that we're still not fighting against humans, because you thought there was a resource scarcity before all hell broke loose, literally. Oh, yep. I think I've got to go real quick and go get the dog squared away. Yeah, I'm listening in. But she's a puppy. She gets excited. So, but not. Let's see what we got going on. Well, updated key guy. What's the key guy? What's that? No Sprechen say Japanese. All right. I will work. I am so out of practice in a log part. And I haven't done much. Last year. Mostly doing digital. Now, in some ways, yeah, skills are improved in some manners, but in some ways, things go dull. So it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. What it is. What it is. It is. What it is. What it is. See here. Let's see here. All right. What we got going on? Nothing really going on in the chat. Of course, this is my first stream over to Twitch. So we're now streaming on Twitch. I'm trying to clean up the language and whatnot, especially, Twitch is very sensitive about what you say. So, but I do want to reach a larger audience. I want to get out there to nerds of all flavors, and normies, of course. Get out to the normies. And again, who's really normal? For real, right?
I don't think I normal is that's a topic for an entire day. But let's see. Anybody catch Literature Devil this month? Fun show. Doc Alpha. Interesting. I haven't gotten my hands on that one. I did back the campaign, but I moved, and I know that he, but I didn't get my stuff. I don't think I got my address change in there in time, and then the stuff where it went to address I had it sent to never got forwarded to me. I probably got about good $500-600, closer to $1,000 worth of crowdfunding and store stuff that I never got due to my own tomfoolery, I guess. Unfortunate. And then the stuff that I never unboxed, I had to because we had a disastrous book, so I had to abandon a lot of my stuff. It just sitting in a storage unit in Arizona. Yeah, I came from California. It was Basstards the movie ago. 8 from LA. Me in the role of Snake Plissken. So it's unfortunate, but QQ, I guess. QQ. Oh, this is the one. Leg up there, just gonna kind of loosely put in some guidelines and whatnot. Loosely put in some guidelines. A lot of this is just going to be shadowed out, but we're going to hide details in the shadows. I want to kind of that a bit. Really shaky hands today. I'm going to take advantage of that. Here, I'll take a picture before take the first break. We're coming up on the first break here in about 10 minutes or so. So I will take a picture of you wonderful, wonderful people out there in TV land. The coolness that is this, and this is going to be like we're still kind of working on what the dressing is going to be on this. I'm pushing for this guy kind of like almost like hurtling over the word Britannia and having the Britannia being distressed, but also its background being Union Jack. Okay. But we've got we've got a lot of ideas on that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Right? We'll see where it goes. We'll A/B test stuff, and then when that's done, like right now, I'm kind of we're discussing what we're going to do. I mean, we might go ahead and crowdfund the storefront because we're building a business, right? So we're gonna, and of course, we are exclusively Fund My Comic. I should say we exclusively premiere on Fund My Comic. Hey, thanks, Marvy, and hey, thank you. I'm glad you arrived at your home safe. That's always good news, and as we like to say around here, good news is good. I hope you have a killer rest of the day. I hope it's just absolutely fantastic, and fraught with awesome. Yes, and you know you just can't argue with a word like fraught. Oh, rabbit, you just can't argue with a word fraught. Need to poo anyone? No? Okay. That's fine. What was that? That was a little weird. Okay. I just had to. You know, I am in Dadland. I am in Dadland. And kids on break. But we opened up our day. It was party athletics, some mountain climbers, some jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, classic exercises, crunches. We mostly worked midsection today. That's a part of education. It's physical education, which they don't do right in public school. They teach a lot of antiquated stuff. As out of shape as I am, I've got multiple black belts, 4th degree master, and call it. So I've got over 30 years experience doing the exercising, and so I try to teach proper exercises. I like to stay on top of that, be able to study. I like to see what's new, what's good, and whatnot. So I want to keep kids. They got to learn proper nutrition. They got to exercise. How to do stretches and rotations properly. Stretches and rotations are probably an important thing. That's why yoga is so successful. And that's something that I've been wanting to learn. Right there is learn how to do all the yoga stuff, especially the yoga fire. Sorry. Yoga fire, yoga flame. Speaking of Street Fighter, I don't understand why Sagat is so obsessed with regularity. He's all fiber up your butt. Like for real, dude. Man, what the hell's wrong with you, dude? No? So we're going to lay down some thatching as a base. It's kind of like a base shading texture. Let's see here. How do you feel about guerrilla marketing? When it comes to marketing, it's not about the technique that you use. It's kind of like MMA, right? It's what is going to work against your problem. What is going to reach your audience? Your audience is into guerrilla or gonzo marketing. You're getting out there, doing your thing. Then, like the old adage, if it's stupid and it works, then it wasn't stupid. Yo, the Dawn out in the chat over here on YouTube. Tank, hello, my friend. Hail from your boy and Mama Donna. Hello, Dawn and Mama Donna. I hope that you folks are absolutely wonderful. I was just talking about the studio this Saturday over on the Dawn's channel. Dawn, make sure. Oh, shoot. You know what? I just realized, Dawn, you don't have a wrench. That is an oversight. I have to fix that. So let's see here. I'm going to navigate my way there. Hit that. Jump over to this thing. Go. I have to fix it. Oh, no. Shut up, me. All right, cool. There you go. And as we like to say around here, with great wrench comes great responsibilities. Yeah, no. So this Saturday over on the Dawn's channel, man, we are doing Lady Death. Ooh, yeah, OG waifu material. I guess you could say she's to die for. Da 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 da. Yeah, no, it's going to be absolutely awesome. I can't wait. I don't get too many opportunities to draw the sexy women's, and so I'm actually really excited uh, to do this. It's a great show, the fastest growing and most awesomest show on the internet. For real, we have had such amazing guests on, such as Michael Keys, Peter Brackness. We've had, uh, let's see here, who else? Gosh dang it, I'm having a blank. What's his name again? Dan Panosian. Yeah, uh, we did Prophet. We had Michael Oden on. We did Fields. Who else did we have on? Who? Gosh dang it, he's a fellow Iraqi war vet too. And I'm totally blanking on his name. Where we did, I drew Holy Terror. Everybody else drew his flagship. But yeah, no, it's good stuff, man. Great drama show. Lots of entertainment. We're brutal. We're mean to each other in the nicest way possible. Fun. It's silly. Artwork is amazing, dude. It's such a. I'm really honored and blessed to be with you guys. I'm so glad I've connected with you guys because honestly, I haven't had this much fun since the Dog Star days, since the early days. That's if you know who the Dog Stars are, man, you have been around Thomas Skate Sphere very long time. Little Manny Correa. And, yeah. That's when Dillard and I got along. That's how long ago that was. No, absolutely fantastic. A lot of fun, great artwork, and hit up the Dawn. Hit up the Dawn. The waiting list is, from what I understand, is getting pretty lengthy, and see what he can do to get you scheduled in to promote your project. Fan art sells books, and even if you have what I like to call manufactured fan art, which is that you go on a show like the studio or drawn and quartered Ultimate Edition. I don't recommend the Pro Edition because they draw boring ass mainstream crap. But you get on the drawn and quartered Ultimate Edition over on Busby's channel, go on the studio with Dawn, and bring reference art, plenty of reference art. You have thirsty, hungry artists that want to challenge themselves, and that's another cool thing, man. It's between Dillard and I. That's it. That's it. It's between Dillard and I, and that's it. I harbor no ill will. I can't stand it. And I think the feeling is quite mutual, and we're okay with that. When we get on stream together, you would never notice this because we do play off each other quite well. We do. We work well together, but that's because we're professionals, and this isn't the Jerry Springer show. No offense to anybody who does the Jerry Springer show. Like, for real. I mean that, no offense. You do you, boo. And once again, we come back to the only bad marketing is marketing that didn't sell the product. Honestly. Getting a lot of texture in here because primarily, like, yeah, we're going to sell this shirt here in the States as well, but there's not as much of a market as we will get in the UK. And so we got to get setup fees. This is back to my comic thing. It's like, we got to do setup fees. We got to get base materials, but it's to be able to bring a product to market that in the United States and UK, we don't have operations set up anywhere else just yet. Some countries have been very, very hard to deal with. Australia, the hell is wrong with you? It's like you don't like money. Yo, Christy, what's the waifu's name today? Well, today's waifu is our steampunk girl. Hold on, let me. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Oh, you know, I'm gonna have to do that when I get back because I had the kids plug in my cell phone telephone. So let me see if this is any better. Holding up to this camera, you guys can see. So you kind of see in there a little bit. It's still kind of potatoey. All right, let me hold on. I got it. I'm a tech guy. Where's recording stuff? Oh, that's right. I deleted all of the other cameras. So here's one. More face cam. We're gonna copy this, and then we're gonna paste. Notify. That's right. It's horrifying. And I'm not responsible for your therapy bills. Yeah, stop falling. Stop. I gotta put a little lip here. A jury rigged art station. Boop. He said boop. He said boop. A funny thing. Boop is funny. Okay. So now that I have invigorated myself, let me put some light on this. Ooh, that is a terrible off-screen photo. But hopefully this is able to be seen a little bit better. See some of that thatching, but not in a little bit of splatter at the bottom. But I'm working on this Tommy today, but it's not what you're here for. Hey, that's not what you came here for. Our waifu of the day, the steampunk waifu. So, you know, built this up. Got a little thing going on here. So the waifu of the day for all of the month of April. And might do it all the way through May as well, because Phantasy Star Online 2 is running a special event where standard customization, outside of changing the color of your outfits, is free. It's on the house. And that actually that's actually pretty cool of them, because if you were to pay real money for the tickets, that's $1 a pop. So all next month looks like I'll be saving a good $30. You know what I mean? So we are here. Oh my God, what is that? Ah, it jumps out the window. See? Rip. I like her flying machine. I'm glad you do, Kitty. I'm glad you do. Beautiful. Thank you very much. What's the wife's name? Oh yeah. Okay. Good. I'm getting all nice and caught up and whatnot. Everybody's saying hello to everybody here in the hit girl with a backpack. Yeah, she does have the hit girl kind of hairstyle. I did unlock that one recently. It is like their main source of income over on Phantasy Star Online 2 is gacha packs, full of fashion. So it's not pay to win, it's pay to fashion, right? Which they give you tons of free stuff anyways. And if you're paying for the subscription service, then you get even more free stuff, which does return a good value comparatively for your dollar. It's like $9 a month for the subscriber status, but that's just not in my budget right now. I'm like barely keeping the YouTube and the X premiums up and running, but thankfully I've got wonderful sponsors here. Scrolling across the bottom, of course, this show is brought to you by Neon Revenant from Rock Hard Comics. Sign up today. Link in the description below. Hell hath no fury such as a woman's scorn. Hell hath no fury such as a woman's scorn in a world. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is very similar to that. It's right, yeah. But Final Fantasy 14 is like
it's that World of Warcraft kind of gameplay where it's like, okay, get your combo set up and cycle through your rotations, and you basically park and fight. Phantasy Star Online 2 is very action arcade oriented style of game. That's more my thing. Even though I do really enjoy playing Star Wars Old Republic, I haven't played in a long time. And I also enjoy playing Star Trek Online because I'm a nerd. And I really wanted to get into Final Fantasy 14. It's absolutely gorgeous game. The character designs are really cool. But that's another thing I got to pay attention to. Ain't nobody got no time for that. So we are going to take off here into our first break. And I'll be gone for about 10 minutes. So I'll be back here in just a little bit. Let me go ahead. Boop. We're going to take us over to the wife boot cam. I'm going to kick it up a notch during our break time and play some Legions. So I've been, of course, here in the background, I've had Lady Serpent playing. Absolutely fantastic. If you're interested in adding this music to your library, contact me. It is copyright free. And I mean copyright free, but it is one of those things where it's handed from the artist to the person using it. And the only thing that is requested is like, just put a link in the description to the SoundCloud. Link to Legion Zero music in the description down below. One of the proud sponsors of the show, not providing monetary means, but providing a little bit of music for everybody out there and what not. So let me get a bigger hammer, and I shall see you all here shortly. Hello, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. That's right, we're back. Hold on, I'm still getting, gotta get the little things and do the stuff. All right. So I took a picture while I was on break. Now, the lighting in my studio is terrible. I need more lights. Aziz, light! As it were. But yeah, so I took a photo to show the progress of where I'm at, and I, took a couple of close-ups, show the tiny line work. So yeah, this is the base right there. But we're gonna get right back into this for real. We're gonna get into it, but before I do. This is the second segment of the show. This is where I open up the lines where people come up, we can talk shop. Remember, there are no critics, only editors. So the difference between a critic and an editor is the editor has a solution. So it has to be a good solution, just to something, of course. And so. Jump in the capital. This is specifically COC PIT. I can type. Jump in the cockpit. That's right. Creator-owned comics. What we support around here. Heck yeah! And I'm gonna go jump over onto the YouTube and pin that comment to the top. It doesn't get lost, and because I am lazy. Yeah, wow, that is really potato cam, huh? That is potato cam. It is all potato cam, and unfortunately, it's. I don't know, man. I don't know how much longer. I'm gonna give Restream a try. I am. I'm gonna give Restream a try. Not supposed to see that. Supposed to go there. There we go. Hey, oh, reference. Oh, always got to have good reference. Always got to have good. No, we're not going to close that. Cancel that. No. Nearly done with this thing. I just have to figure out the dressing for this thing right here. And then that's good enough for pencils. I'll finish the rest of the detail on inks. And I'll get this chopped up and print it out. And then Rex and I will discuss exactly what he wants to put color on this. That will dictate the inking. Of course, I want to get some blue lines okay on this. I mean, but that kind of made me realize that I have to get turnarounds done for the characters. So I've got to do like what the gear was at the beginning, and then what the gear looks like at that. So I'm going to fix that. I want that for chest piece area. Draw that entire thing. Be like other one much better. Why is it? Is it under my recent? Yes, I think it's. I actually like this body armor much better. It's the body armor that Scalpel 21 wears. So I might do a variation on that, but it can't be the Consumer Products Development, the CP variant, because reasons. I'm not going to reveal that. Not a spoiler, it's a reveal. But I don't want to reveal that. If you reveal too much, then people are like, well, no, I got the point. Why should I bother? And it's like, well, you got to reveal something. I mean, I know a lot of these creators out here, y'all hold your cards way too close to your chest. You got to give some information. Let's see here. Oh, Flip City Magazine, Christy says, I am liking EDGEPUNK for streaming. I'm going to take a look at that. Let me go put that into my into my search engine real quick so I don't forget. EDMUX. That is Echo Victor Mike Uniform X-Ray. There we go. Live streaming studio. Sign up. Pricing. Let's go take a look at pricing right away. So they're free, 3 gigabyte storage, 12 on-screen participants for free. Okay, so it's same for the basic and the pro on that. So the basic $19 a month, $39 even. Well, that's billed annually. What do you no, individual? Let's see, take a look. So even at $50 a month for the pro package, that's half of what we're paying right now. Multi-stream to 9 destinations, unlimited streams, 50 gigabytes of storage, 4 collaborator seats. That's co-hosts. So, I can give stuff. Multiple cameras, of course. Allow you to use up to 3 different cameras on the same device in the studio. Wow. Well, I do that via OBS anyways. Pre-recorded streams up to 3 hours. ISO local recording. Ooh. So that's like the so if you re-upload, you can have people do the local recording and then download their recordings, and then so that way it's all high quality, even if your participant has a poor internet connection. Right. So yeah, they were potato during the live stream, but when you chop and drop short form content, they're going to be crisp, clear, nice. I do appreciate that. That's one of the things I do like about StreamYard. So yeah, I'm going to have to talk to my sponsor. They pay the bill on this. And I can see why the most popular would be the Pro plan. And if you do it annually, it drops down to $40 a month, saving you $120 on the year. Not bad, Thank you very much. And don't forget Flip City Magazine to drop your links. Drop your links. Put them out there. Put them out there. And of course, now we're streaming on Twitch, X, and YouTube over here. Having a grand old time. Grand old time. Where is the button? Get the button. There we go. Analog arting. That's the studio I'll jump into. Cool. Yep. And I've got to update my drivers and codecs softwares after I'm done with the show today. I have so much stuff to do. I have to install the window air conditioning units today as well in the house because it is starting to warm up. And over the winter, our HVAC unit, the blower gave up the ghost. So it is inoperable. Get a commission for me today. That's really expensive. And right now, we are buried in a legal battle. So against somebody we really shouldn't be. But they've decided to double down on students. So honestly, at a point where I really can't talk about it right now because the case our case against them will be going to trial. They have decided not to comply with arbitration. We tried to settle things out of court. They decided that they actually stood a snowball's chance, and so now we're going to give them hell. It's unfortunate. Not fault, but that stuff is not cheap. But like I don't mess around when it comes to the safety, well-being of my family. You do not mess around with that. Don't, as the phrase goes, that gets you canceled, leave kids alone. It's really that simple. Back off the kids. So there is, and I put this thing right here, there is a 5 pouch on the front of Tommy's uniform. Each of the thighs
You know what's really funny about military pouches is that you so rarely use them. Like when you're in garrison, and it's the same with most militaries around the world, at least with the disciplined ones. Those pouches stay empty, right? Those pouches stay empty. But when you hit the field, when you're out past the wire, they get full. They get full rather quick. You're like, dang, I wish that pouch was bigger. But I got to hand it to these World War II British uniforms. Those pouches are sizable. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Oh, I have the wrong window open. So I went to go glance over. Oh, dang it. Here it goes. Gonna give it a second. Cameras are gonna stop working. Dang it, man. Come on, hurry up and finish your stupid. Come on, hurry up. Yeah, cameras are doing the stupid. And it's just been like this since I did the last Windows update. And Congress really needs to act against planned obsolescence because Apple and Microsoft are doubling down on planned obsolescence, which that should be illegal. I paid money for this product. It's mine. I don't care if I receive security updates or anything like that. I use third-party security software anyways. I don't care about updates. When Windows 11 comes out, I'm not upgrading. And if I have to go to the high seas to get an operating system, or if I have to switch to Linux, it's done. So, what the heck, man? This is like really, really pissing me off. I can't do anything. All locked up, and it's not that it's locked up. I can go ahead and use my pen, but my mouse stops working, and then the camera stops working. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, are we working now? Looks like we're working.
I've got my meters across the board. They say that they're working. Dude. Oh, of course. Yeah, my cameras are frozen. Dude, this is pissing me off. Like, I did not have any of these problems before the last Windows update. Like, I had none of these problems before the last Windows update. Now, I'm having all these technical issues. Like, and you know, the number one reason is that Windows is transitioning from operating system to spyware. Like, the number one reason why I'm not going to Windows 11, it's key logging software. It's key logging, which is illegal, by the way. That is illegal. It is illegal to coerce, trick, or mislead somebody into installing key logging software. Windows 11 is recording everything you're doing, to include the keystrokes, your mouse clicks, your mouse position, all this stuff, under the guise of training their artificial intelligence engines. And it's like, no, that's illegal. That violates your privacy, right? That violates it's basic operational security. You know, so, and that is why I will not be upgrading to Windows. And I don't know, I just can't. Right now, I'm over a barrel. The computer is my entire source of income. Yeah, right. The Win transition from mail to yeah. No, it is. It's deplorable, disgusting. Right now, Bill Gates is buying up farmland that is used for food, and he's transitioning it to soy and dent. Dent is the corn that comes in cornmeal. It's absolutely, most dent is genetically modified to be extra resistant to the harsh chemicals that are sprayed on it. Okay, do we have sound again? Okay, we have sound again. Everything's frozen. Fix this again. That's just, dude, for real.
See, there's that. There's that. Okay, I'm just. Come on. Activate without showing. Buffering. Evil. No. That. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Configuring settings really quick. I apologize. This is absolute going on. Okay. Okay, we'll double check settings here real quick. Do. Okay. Think it's working? Think it is? Keep background audio is working. Okay, yep, so we got that rolling. All right. Yep. Yep, no, that's yeah, Restream, I'm not a fan. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I have you know, this show is brought to you by speaking of which, a little station identification. This stream, of course, is brought to you by Neon Revenant from Rock Hard Comics. When a mother comes back from the dead after she and her family are killed by mafioso, and so she seeks revenge. Hell hath no fury such as a mother's vengeance. The Neon Revenant. Sign up for it today. Now, yes, we are using IndieGoGo as a sign-up thing, but we will be doing Have Fun My Comic. Still getting kind of ducks. Still kind of getting ducks in a row. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to be talking to the king of all the leaks, the Veggie Master. Thank you, make me rock hard my comics, bro. Yeah, no, I love the title, Rock Hard Comics. You would think it would be like a porno mag or something, but no, it's not. It's oh, thank you very much. I do appreciate. Yes, do like, share, and hit that bell. Subscribe, you know, at least. Throw rocks, wrapped in money, preferably, and whatnot. But yeah, this so go sign up for Neon Revenant Rock Hard Comics. Make sure you go get the latest copy of EDGEPUNK Magazine, and stay tuned for the re-release of 21 Demons from Omniverse Incursion Entertainment and the upcoming World War Hell tabletop game and comic book series. Flip City Magazine says, I went on our producer show and told him I'd charm his pants off so he'd be my producer. It worked. Lots of beer backstage helps. Probably helps having boobs too. Yeah, yeah. I got a set of those, but they're at work right now. There's who's doing what? I'm working on pages Z-Lunar right now. Page 3, nice. Well, hey, you know, come on up. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Here on the YouTubes. Let me double check and make sure that's the case. I'm not making myself out to be a liar. That's right. Jump into the cockpit. Come get some work done. Talk about work. Talk about sausage. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages? Freddy Got Fingered. Terrible movie. A couple of funny bits. Mostly Rip Torn. He's absolute. And again, he's good at everything. So, Ed, he's, I don't know. Is he still with us? I don't know. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to have to speak about getting maybe a different setup here. I don't know if it's, I doubt it's streaming because it's happening on my, the audio camera issues. They're happening on my end, and they only started popping up with the last Windows update. And, Microsoft was told a long time ago, you have a monopoly. So you know what they did? They released a new operating system. That's why they drop new operating systems all the time, so that you can continue to have a monopoly, because tech patents don't last long. So Microsoft nukes the previous softwares long before the patent expires. So that way, by the time the patent does expire, nobody cares. They've already moved on. They've already updated. Every software company, game company, and whatnot has to build their product around the operating system. I don't know. I think because we've never had a precedent like this when it comes to patent in the history of the world. So maybe shorter proprietary, then require them to license it out, license out the source code. I don't know. Don't want to infringe on anybody's property rights or anything of the sort. I'm not an ANCAP libertarian, who are interestingly enough, very, oh yeah, personal rights, but then, oh no, there's no intellectual property. And it's like, dude, property's property, bro. But physical or thought, property's property. So, and if they really believed what they say, they would immediately, when they create something, make it public domain. So, I mean, you can always volunteer, bro. You can always volunteer. Sugar mamas aren't hot. I don't know. I got a sugar mama. She makes me work for it though, so I guess that's not a sugar mama. Yeah. So for real, dude. So much hypocrisy out there, and it's like, yeah, dude. Out blindly adhering to ideologies. Like that old cartoon, Make Mine Freedom. I don't know if you're familiar with that cartoon. It's an old cartoon, and it is anti-ism. It basically says that isms are snake oil, and I am inclined to agree with that sentiment. I'm largely inclined to agree. There's a little bit of workable philosophy things, but when you apply them wholeheartedly and across the board, it doesn't work. There's no universal solution. Every situation requires different approaches. Otherwise, there'd just be one punch, one kick, one grab. In martial arts, if they actually were an ultimate technique, that would be the technique that everybody would learn, because this would be the only technique. That is the case. I'ma call bullshit. I'ma call bullshit so hard. Got a jet, bro. The Don says, got a jet, bro. Have a stream Lady Death Saturday. That's right. Over on the studio on Don's channel, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we are drawing Lady Death, the original waifu. That's right, the OG waifu. And I say that, you know, she's the OG waifu, but that's just because she predates me by just a tad. So, you know, and she is more technically OG waifu. But then again, we can go earlier than that if we're going to Japanese. So, you know what? We're going to stick with the Brian Polito thing. And we're going to draw up Sexy Lady. Yes.
He's funny, that guy. Yeah, everybody having. Omer Glitch says, "Hey Christy, I've been telling my fans to go watch my episode of Creative Chaos to bump my views on that episode. I'm in second place. Vasilis is in my way at number 1. I will surpass him. You know what? That deserves a little something. I'm just gonna reach over here and did it." All right, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that little heat punk for you. Link in the description below. Oh, cool! I got a bot. Look at this. Beast viewers on stream key the space. Yeah, you know what? It sounds like you're just trying to take my bank account, bro. How about you go eat a fat one? And by that I mean piece of poopy. Congratulations to Matt Burke of Metal Movies and Brewskis. We got him to 500 subs last night on the Hump Day Show. Hump Day! Yeah, buddy. That is absolutely, dude, that is so cool. Yeah, dude, I'm dying. I'm dying. Yeah, I caught part of that show earlier over on Elliot Rodriguez's channel. He did a great interview with Bosch Foston, creator and artist, writer extraordinaire of Pig Man. That's a book that at first, I was like, not into it, but it actually grew on me. The more I saw of it, I was like, dude, you know what? Interesting. He in that book is doing something very similar to what I'm doing. In principle, that the art style because it changes throughout the story. The art style does help convey the emotional gravitas of the story. And I'm like, dude, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. It's grown on me. And yeah, Flip City says that trailer cracks me up. Yeah, it's a dope trailer. Vasilis is great. He's like a BD. Once you get him, he's inside you forever. Love that dude. Yeah, no, for real, man. It's rare to see. Punk is a dying breed, and he keeps it alive and well. I'm really, really happy to see that. The power of NFG, right? There's an episode of Solar Opposites that I absolutely love. It's got Sigourney Weaver guest starring in there, and one of the replicants, he discovered the power of big dick energy, of the BDE, right? And so he uses the BDE ray to give himself an extra wing wang doodle, and the power grows out of control, and only Sigourney Weaver can stop it because she's got the power of NFG. That is part of the box. And I was like, dude, you know what? I like that. That's canon. No, I'm gonna stick to that. And it's great. Let's see here. We got take your next bud 500 road to the big 500. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me see what we're at today. What are we at today? We are at 454 subscribers. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Of course, I don't have the watch hours for the monetization because I did a soft reboot on the channel. I had to Stalinize some of the previous guests and stuff. Right. I'm pretty sure, people have recordings and whatnot. Not that there's anything incriminating. It's that I don't want to give license to time of day to those turd buckets. That's why I say I'm, flat out, I'll admit it. I'm Stalinizing them because they're terrible people, and their actions should not be forgotten, but they should be. And since it is already generally agreed upon, well, I should say it's absolutely agreed upon by sane people of society that their behaviors are deplorable and unacceptable in any regard, I don't need to use them they don't need to stay as a historical example. They can disappear. But I will be going through. I didn't delete them though. I just shoved them away. I hid them because I do have, dude, for real. Hold on. I'm gonna open up a picture here, right, and show you wonderful fine folks out there in TV land. I do have a wonderful piece of history here. So let me open up this picture. Let me go get it. There. We're going to go to this one and then open this up. Of course, it's an outdated picture, but it stands. Got to load. It's big. It's 3 feet. It's 36 inches by 48 inches at 600 DPI. It's big. Takes a minute to load. It is actually this one picture, several gigabytes. And hold on, it's still buffering. Okay, there we go. Oh, still buffering. Like I said, it takes a minute. This is the CG Mega Collage right here. I renamed it to the Indie Comics Mega Collage because not everybody here was associated or still is associated with Comicscape. I'm not going to Stalinize association. Hold on, loading. Come on, let's zoom in. This is the cursed spot. Everybody who's been here between the Siamese twins, dude, that's the reason why it's empty. Of course, we've got all of these. Some of these characters you may recognize it. TLS too. Bad Vibes, Born Altered, Star Circuit, Company Men, The Ace, Fiendish, Oh, is that no? That's Bonds. Bonds with Miriam. Sam, Dead Dinosaur Man, Shotgun Samurai, Magic Cop. Dude, just all these amazing out of fucks. Krishna Kid, Six Gun Gorilla, Rhapsody, all this, dude, all these amazing, amazing characters. I've had creators, artistic team, writers, all of these amazing characters all on this channel over the years. What is this? Flip City, you know, I don't like it. I don't see it as chilling. I see it as telling my friends about cool stuff, artists, people, arts, comics. I'll take a look at and like it too. No, for real, dude. That is my thing. Like, I'm a man on a mission, and that mission is to supplant mainstream. Supplant it, replace it. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. I'm going to be revisiting this one. I just don't have the time for it right now. You know, so supplant mainstream. I can't do it, not by myself. I'd much rather see something new, something indie coming in and taking over the mainstream. Where's my Cyberpunk? I'm just gonna put that there, right there. See, and we are on the same mission, and that's what it is. So, rising tide operation, grab an oar, and you got a hell of an oarsman right here, for real. That's somebody who is rowing hard. You might be cheating. You might have a motorboat. Once again, we come back to the booba. So yeah, that's a bit of history right there. This the CG Mega Collage, the Indie Comics Mega Collage. All these amazing creators, writers, illustrators, artists, all types have come on here, and I've had a chance to hang out with them, talk about their product, get it out there. And you know, it was really awesome, you know, getting to hang out with Mike Barron, Joe Sontag, you know, some of the names. You're right, Chris Gow, Pedro Ang, this giant robot is from Pedro's stuff. Rick Piper, Cross Comics, he's the guy who got me into YouTubing. Of course, his Canadian shield is flying high. And another cool thing about this picture, all of these characters are to scale. So that is the actual size of Smokes the Fox compared to Canadian Shield, compared to Six Gun Gorilla, compared to the giant robot from Pedro Eng's, gosh, I want to say Tropic something or other, and Rick Piper's Demon Blaster, Cobalt, Into the Fae, all these great books. Tailless, you know, the Ace from Edwin Acevedo, Shotgun Samurai. I mean, dude. Let's see here. I'm looking at from Pariah, Blood and Mud, Frog G, Black Rhapsody. Hold on, let me take, because I've got this. American Bliss, Dreaded Dinosaur Man, from the Tales from the Natverse, Reaper Destroyer, Smokes the Fox, Tropical Magics. That's the name of the one with the giant robot. This go do right there. Artifice Reanimate, right there. Boom. The Badger, Devil Flyer, of course. You know, I was one of the first people to start working on some of that stuff. Krishna Kid, Siamese, Chaotic Flux. That's up here. Black Tiger over here. Cobalt down here, and I recently did a cover for Tail Studio. I'm really excited, dude. I did this fan art a long time ago, and I got a chance. I got hired to do a cover, and I think everybody's gonna love it. Tilt, which one is? See, that's Jennifer from Tilt. So I'm gonna see what this. Oh, did I not get that one in?
I don't see anything turning on and off. I think I had that person lined up and then they did not show. So, oh well. Shotgun Samurai, Sins of the Face, The Embrace, Zener, Tailless, Canadian Shield, Company Men, Born Altered, dude. Shadow Sentry, that's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy. Cogent from Shadow Sentry. Right there. And it's been an absolute blast to be able to talk with these people, hang out. The original idea was that once this was done, I was just going to drop it on the net. I was going to load it up as a torrent, get some seeds on it, put an outlined version that has that would be numbered, and then have another third sheet that would have all the information for those characters, like where you go find them, where's the websites, where's the social media for those people, so that way you can go find more stuff, because I guarantee on this page there's going to be something that's going to grab your eye that you're like, you know what, that looks like a character I might enjoy. And that was the purpose of me doing this. I know, man. Yeah, I want to bring it out. Yeah, that's right. Only the lame complain. Yeah, no, dude, for real. Like, why bother? You know, how big is that piece set up for? That is a 36-inch by 48-inch at 600 DPI. So if you were to print that out at a high quality print resolution of 300 DPI, that would be 6 foot by 8 foot. It's a mural. And when I was done with it, that was my idea, was to go do one of those giant vinyl printers that print out the giant things, drop a few $100, and then use that as my convention backdrop. Just to go like, no, look at all this stuff, and then have like, and then just hand out gratis, no profit. This is all promo, free promo. And there are people that opted not to have their character on there. Like, well, if I'm not going to make money on it, you can't print it. I'm like, no, it's fair, dude. It's your intellectual property. It's you get to decide. But if you're all fun games and fair and what not to do some mutual promotion, then yeah, dude, are you really part of a Rising Tide operation? It's really what this is. It's a litmus test. Every creator on there. Oh, dude, I've got a computer. Let's see. How big is this file? This file is okay. It's not that big. It's 482 megabytes. 482 megabytes. And see here. Yeah, it is 36 inches by 48 inches at 600 DPI. I just had to go double check the image resolution on that. Because, and dude, if you're doing banner printing, I'd have to get multiple banner printed. I don't know if there's a machine that's affordable that would be large enough to print out a banner that big, because standard banner printing is 150 DPI. Yeah, just half a gig. That's it. It's itty bitty. It's very tiny. Yeah, no, I've got a Ryzen 9 3900 with 64 gigabytes of RAM and GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. That's the gear. Yeah. Oh, yo, it is Kate in Orlando. What's up, Kate? How you doing? How are you doing today? It is good to see you. Back to the analog arting. As we I'm getting closer and closer on this. But it is the top of the hour. It is time for me to take a break. I gotta go get the tell the kids that they can put down their workbooks and have some free time. They get a good 45 minutes of free time before I crack of the whip and get them to get their chores done before their mama gets home from work. So, folks, I will see you here quite shortly. And until then, enjoy the dulcet tones of Legion 0.
All right, all right, all right. We are back. Let me make sure that my audio is working. Well, apparently the settings that I changed, it hasn't gone foobar since. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Of course, we've got our waifu of the day. We're doing a waifu every day of this month of April, and we got steampunk waifu. Oh yeah, with steampunk goggles and everything. Of course, here's an update. I took a photograph picture because potato cam just doesn't do it justice. But the potato on my phone will actually capture some of the detail here. So this is our staunchly defiant Tommy wielding a Union Jack attached to a halberd. The promo piece for World War Hell coming out sooner than later. A little splatter right there for a little bit of effect, right. Let's go ahead and go on over to the chat and see what we got going on over there. Oh, well, Umber Glitch and Super Flip City have taken off. Omer says he needs this song. Well, you know what? You can get it. You can get it. Go over to Legion Zero Music on SoundCloud, link in the description, and go get that proud sponsor of this channel, providing all musical accompaniment. Let me make sure that the other music is playing in the background. You guys can hear that, right? It's no dead air when I shut my flycatcher. Right. Scarlet Fever, really digging the music. Everybody's really loving it. Kate in Orlando says, "Wow, that's detailed." Well, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. I'm really, yeah, no. We're going to be selling this on T-shirts in the UK, so they will be available there. We're working on getting a deal together, so that way you know what you pay is what you pay. Is free domestic shipping in the United Kingdom, and once we can sell enough shirts, we'll launch. We'll go ahead and do a US version with a GI wielding a Stars and Stripes. This good old Star Spangled Banner. Union Jack Star Spangled Banner. Two of my favorite flags to draw, honestly. They're fun flags. They're fun flags. They're iconic too. Plus it's a father-son duo. So. Any fans of Poland ball? World ball? Yeah, no, okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, back to the analog arting over here. So this is my setup. I'm still working on a better setup. It's potato cam mostly because the lighting in my office is absolutely abysmal. So that's another reason why we're dropping the merch before the campaigns and all this other stuff, is because got to get the production studio, got to get pre-production good and rolling. And of course, I'm going to get in here, duck under my mic. Hopefully it doesn't take me out before I take it out. And whatnot. Oh, itchy. It's time to trim the beard. I got bad case of studio beard. I really do. I really do have a bad case of studio beard. It needs to be trimmed. I got to buy new trimmers though. My trimmers died. See, here's the thing, right? And I found, and I talked to you, that this happens to all the dads. We get these really nice trimmers. A good beard takes work, and this is why in a modern day, a man with a well-groomed beard is not a defining indicator, but a decent indicator that he might be a catch, because that takes patience and discipline in order to maintain that. And guy can put up with scratchy, itchy facial hair and keep it looking nice. Imagine. The patience that they'll have with other things. Not always the case, but hey, sometimes. So it's a joke, folks. I was making funny. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of this here. Last segment of the show. Make sure you share this out on social media. And of course, the link is pinned in the description. You want to come up, you want to plug something, you want to talk about something you like. If you're just a fan and you're like, hey, I like when people do this, or I don't like it when they do that, and I have a solution as to, they can do. I do remind folks, though, that the Jerry Springer paradox is a tough one, right? So you got folks out there that, they do their, well, I guess commonly referred to as drama streams, whatever you want to call it. Jerry Springer, famous for the fights that broke out on the show, even though most of them were scripted, it became a hallmark of the Jerry Springer show. And when the networks finally bent the knee to advertisers in the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission here in the United States, and he had to change up the show.
his ratings plummeted. They fell because that was his audience. His audience came for, they came for the drama. They stayed for the merch, right? And so once you build a brand on that, you're trapped, and it's your marketing. Right? The only bad marketing is the marketing that didn't sell your product. That's why I don't cast negative judgment on anybody who has a streamline, because like that's your marketing, man. You do you. I may not be a fan of that kind of marketing. I might just like the product, but that's fine. Customer's a customer, right? But once you've got like a brand, people expect it. This is why authors use so many different names. Why you see these musicians, they'll be like, oh yeah, they're a big part of this one band, but then they're like, I want to go do something a little different, and so they go start up a little side project. They start up another band, and people are like, well, why didn't just this one band do it? And it's like, well, that's been tried before. Look at the history of the rock band Kiss. When they took off the makeup, their album sales nearly disappeared. They almost disappeared as a band. Overnight, they became irrelevant because they took off the makeup and they changed the sound of their music, all this stuff, and it nearly wrecked them. There's a booty joke in there. So that's you do what you got to do to get the sales up, get the product into people's hands to entertain them, right? And so that's why I'm like, no, maybe some of you folks didn't. I mean, judge them how you're going to judge them, right? But I'm not going to judge them harshly. I know a lot of these guys behind the scenes. They're actually really good people, even the ones that are fighting with each other, saying the other one's a total scumbag. Like, well, no, but they did kind of act scummy, but it is consistent behavior that defines character, not the occasional thing. Just because somebody commits a crime does not necessarily make them a criminal. It's consistent criminal behavior that makes them. This is why I believe that our justice system is flawed. It's lifetime punitive, because you're just gonna prevent them from getting a job. This is why I agree with states like California that are like, no, you cannot discriminate somebody based on their criminal record. They did their time. They paid their debts. John Boutte, great reference, by the way. Yes, John Boutte. Yeah, Kate, you and I can be friends, and we can go have adventures across the 8th dimension. That's right. That's I got that movie lined up to introduce the kids to. It's been one of my favorite movies since I was a little one, and I want to watch it again. I haven't seen it in like a year. And recently I got them introduced to such classics as Ice Pirates. And I got them, they love Spaceballs, and our next Mel Brooks movie is Robin Hood Men in Tights. And yeah, no, dude, for real. That's a great one. Yeah, Buckaroo Banzai, Adventures Across the 8th Dimension. Dude, peak cinema. Some of the best performances from all those actors in that movie. Even though some of them they didn't have but like a handful of lines, but they sold their roles. They sold that stuff. And yeah, it was a flop at the time and has since become a cult classic because hindsight is 2020. We didn't know what we had. I would love to see a return of Buckaroo Banzai. I wouldn't even mind a passing of the torch, because if Buckaroo Banzai was that amazing, that his kid is going to be even more awesome. Or have a lot to live up to. Living in the shadow, a Renaissance man. The archetype of Buckaroo Banzai is the same archetype Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, and Conan the Barbarian. That is confident man, and that's something that you get that with Ripley. You get the confident woman, right? You get that with that character, outstandingly portrayed by Sigourney Weaver. You get the confident woman, and that is the person archetype. Is when a person acts to the best of their ability and can consistently and confidently use the skills that they have, right? And they use that knowledge, they use those skills to overcome the obstacles in their path. A lot of people don't realize that Conan is one of those characters. It's one of the reasons why I love Conan novels, even though I consider that to be literary junk food. I do. I love Conan, though. Just because I say something is junk food doesn't mean that it's bad. Because, dude, cheeseburgers are delicious. Fish and chips is delicious. But let us not pretend that it is healthy. let us not even entertain the possibility that is remotely good for you. But the competent man, competent person, overcoming all the odds, using his skill. Batman, good Batman stories are honestly, like, people are like, oh, he's the detective and blah blah blah. Sherlock Holmes, another confident man, right? And it's not the tech, it's not just the skills, it's that he can use them effectively and consistently, and that the errors in judgment are character growth points, right? They're not a permanent flaw. They can learn from their mistakes very rapidly, in fact. And that's one of the things that when I was writing Scalpel Zero back when I originally created the character in 2003, I just had the idea. I was like, you know what? We need more competent woman characters. But I wanted to write a cyberpunk horror story to a degree. Like, I wanted to disguise a horror story as an action thriller. And it really is a horror story. It's a tragedy. It's a Greek tragedy. Draw a lot of influence from the Greek classics in creating that character and creating that story. Food is 15 minutes away. Yeah, Young Frankenstein is on the list. I just got them interested in black and white movies, right? As the kids. If it's not, I mean, dude, it took long enough just to get them to be interested in something that wasn't animated, right? And so I do want to get them to Young Frankenstein, but we're going to do Men in Tights first. And so next on the list is I don't know. I'm going to survey them and see which one sounds best to them. But we've got Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail. I've got Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Buckaroo Banzai, Adventures Across the Eighth Dimension. And gosh, there was one more. War Games. Yeah, that's the other movie that I'm going to kind of bring to their attention. See if I can get them interested in this, because they're starting to get a little older. My youngest is going to be 8 in 35 days. We were just discussing that this morning. 35 days. She's very excited because she gets a new unicorn hobby horse for her birthday. She already knows what she's doing because the puppy ate her other hobby horse, and that was her favorite present she got from her grandfather first Christmas that we moved here 3 years ago. And she was utterly devastated. So, Charlie Chan's number one son. Dude, yeah. Charlie Chan's number one son. Yeah, no, dude. What is it? Gosh, what was that book? I backed it, and unfortunately, it's gone. But that was the Charlie Chaplin thing. I know Charlie Chan and Charlie Chaplin. Who's the Charlie thing? Gosh darn it! Wonderful people from the UK that did it too. I got that book. Well, I bought it, but and it was delivered. But unfortunately, like a lot of that stuff got destroyed before I even got to unbox it. I was going to do unboxings and all this stuff. I had plans. I spent a lot of good money on a lot of good things. And of course, I've spent money on stuff that never happened, but that's part of taking a risk, right? Part of taking the risk. Crowdfunding, you're an investor, right? Don't think of it as a purchase. Think of it as an investment. You're investing in that creator. I'm glad, and there are creators out there where it's like, dude, wow, what a waste of time. And don't let that sort it. Don't let that. Just become a better investor. Learn to see the signs that a person's really got what it takes to bring their product to market. Lord Raptor Jesus was live last night. I didn't get a chance to really say anything in the chat because I was still kind of hanging out with Homer's chat. But I jumped over there to smash that like button real quick because I want YouTube to keep me informed, right? Because if you don't hit the like button, you're on nothing. YouTube will stop recommending it to you. It doesn't matter if you're subscribed or not, or that you don't get your. And that's one of the number one reasons why people do not get their notifications. You're not hitting that like button on your favorite programs. And another cool little algorithm trick, side note, real fast, is all those little emojis over on the side of the chat. Like, occasionally, just get silly with it. Get silly with them. Start mashing the crap out of them. And I'm working on something to kind of get my chat going. Like, hey, that was funny. Let me know. Give me a 100. Give me the 100 little explodey thingy. Right? Hey, Courtney, how you doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. To see you. But make sure that you're, because that's what the like button does, right? The like button is not validation for the person, right? That shows what it really does is it shows YouTube that it was engaging enough for you, whether you're hitting the like or the dislike button. Like, do you ever notice that you hit dislike and you keep getting fed the same kind of stuff, right? And that's because you have just told YouTube, hey, I'll interact with this content. I will spend more time on your website. And thus, potentially, I am more inclined to buy something from one of them. Because they have no real metric to see outside of like, oh, I clicked directly on it, but that's not even a good metric for marketing and advertising, that you clicked directly on the link, especially with scams like Honey. And it is a scam, by the way. Hey, thank you. Hold on, right a second. Huzzah for the clicker! Huzzah! I see. I gotta grab some clips. I gotta get more trailers. Hey, if you guys got trailers and whatnot out there in TV land, for real, hit me up, DM me on X, and either A, drop me a link to where I can download a high resolution, full audio quality of your trailer, and or I will shoot you a link where you can upload that stuff so that I can add your trailers to the roster. I was kind of like ripping them from the net, but due to legal stuff, a lot of that stuff is now being hid behind software, and the ripping software is more often than not malware. Ooh, it's malware you pay for, much like Windows 11. Yeah, it's no bueno, no bueno. So I am now reaching out to people, and with my busy schedule, because I got Headland and all stuff, I'm not trying to make excuses. You know, excuses suck and whatnot. But what is it? Okay, I think, gosh, we're getting there. Ooh, my hand is a little. So I'm out of practice. I got to do more hand exercises, make sure I do more rotations, make sure I do my stretches. Should probably start warming up again, because doing this tiny detail is a lot of tiny repetitive motions. Take care of your body. I really should do a video on hand, wrist, and arm exercises for artists, because artists often do carpal tunnel. I've been using computers and doing art and construction and all this other stuff that it normally just really takes its toll on the body. Time. I don't have any of these problems. Yeah, you know, my arms get stiff, my hands get sore, and especially after doing this for a hot minute. But I do some quick butterfly stretches. I do some piano finger exercises. Those are pretty good too. Rotational exercises are very, very important, especially if you work with your hands. Arthritis runs in my family. 4 kids, it runs on both sides of their family. My wife's already got it pretty bad. I mean, it runs really bad in my wife's side. Her dad played piano and had arthritis. Ooh, goodness, that's brutal. Gosh, we are getting there, folks. We are almost done. Look at. Let me see if I can unpotato cam this for a second. I think I had a previous solution, and that was to do things. There it is. Boop. So let's see if I can get this up there. All right. Yeah, and move it over this way and move it up. So yeah, we're second to autofocus. We are getting there. Nearly there. Defiant Tommy wielding a Union Jack, tattered, battle-worn Union Jack atop a halberd. I mean, yeah, buddy. And then we're gonna get this scanned and get that into some good post-production. Get colored. That's right. $50, I holla. That's right. I am open for commissions. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm open for physical conditions, as you can see. Now, this right here, this would be a little pricey because of the art style. Like, it all depends on what you're going for, honestly. But my professional rates are not my indie rates. So if you wanted a Batman, say you wanted something like this and you wanted to be Batman, right? I've spent about 8 hours working on this, and I charge $30 an hour. So this would be $240 right here, right? For a Batman. I do not charge that for indie. I'm not totally hideous. I know, just mostly. And I've got the classic, the Duggan nose. You can see the wrestler Hacksaw Jim Duggan, not too distant cousin of mine. Not too distant cousin of mine. Fun fact, all us Duggans here in the States, because there are very few of us left in Ireland. Martin Duggan in 1723 said, enough of English shenanigans. We're going to the colonies to start a new life. And my family, we got here to the States back when they were the colony, and converted from Catholicism to those guys, Methodist. Yeah, so classic Scots-Irish, son of the Revolution, son of Texas. Our family moved out to Texas right before it declared independence. Right before it declared independence. Yeah, crazy, huh? We actually, because we left the United States and we went to Mexico. So, no, you got to have a little self-deprecating humor. You know, you gotta have a little bit of fun. Gotta have a little bit. Gotta be able to take your licks and give them out as well. You know? So that's one of the reasons I got the nickname Ferret. It's actually a life nickname. And somebody asked which ferret, because there was more than one ferret at the social gathering. Somebody else yelled out Tank Ferret, and I was like, I'm keeping that. I've used it as branding ever since. I've got a brother who absolutely hates it. Dude, that's so stupid, dude. Why are you doing that? Dude, it fits. All right. The nickname, I got the nickname Ferret because I play rough physically and verbally, and and the reason why ferrets do that is not because they're malicious, but because they literally have thicker skin. They literally have thicker skin. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, I haven't had a camera until quite recently. I mean, I've occasionally done camera reveals in the past when I did have access to a camera, and then the puppy ate my camera. A dog ate my webcam. I know, hilarious. And so then I was like, well, dang it. Well, at least I still got my mic. The dog didn't eat that. And so I went and with the last commission, when I did my commission sale, I was true to my word. I did a commission for Tail End Studios. I did a cover for the upcoming issue of Cobalt that'll be coming out. I don't know exactly when. And but you know, you can ask Bionic Bruh over at Tail End Studio. At Tail End Studio on X, link in the description below, I believe, for some of their stuff, that they did not pay my professional rate. My professional rate for a cover is $250, and they did not pay anywhere close to that. I have sworn them to secrecy as to how much they actually paid, as to kind of keep my market fair, because once prices get out, people expect that. And if I advertise a price that's too low, people think that the workmanship's going to be shoddy. I grew up doing tile and cabinetry, kitchen, bathroom finishing, construction. I mean, dude, I laid my first shower pan before I was age 10. That's right. Tank is a sexy man. He goes ferret on the wife. Hey, man, get your camera out of my bedroom. No, I'm lying. We all know that. No, but seriously. And that was something like I did that with my stepdad. I grew up doing that. And when he fell on hard times, he started charging less and less and less to try and get good deals. And, you know, here he is. He's doing I remember because when I got paid out of the job, right? I didn't make an hourly wage. I got paid per job. Right? So when we finished the job, that's when I got my paycheck. I got my share of the profits. And I remember I did this gorgeous Roman bathhouse. First bathroom that I soloed. Design, construction, finish, right? And I was young. I was like 17, 18 years old. And floor, wall, ceiling tile, all done up, Roman aesthetic, right? Beautiful, beautiful bathroom. I wish I still had
photos of it. I was actually really proud of this. Of course, it was my first solo flight design job, right? And the job it took a couple of weeks because in between layers, you gotta let stuff set. When you set the shower pan, you gotta give it 72 hours of being dry to let it cure, let it fully set, all this other fun stuff, right? And so here I am. I'm expecting, from a job like this where I'm taking the lead because he was working in the kitchen, right? He was refinishing the kitchen, and for the kitchen and the bathroom in total, he charged like 2,500. I got a $500 paycheck for 2 weeks worth of work doing tile, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" And he's like, "Well, I only charged $2,000 or 2,500 bucks for the job. That includes materials." And I'm like, "Dude, the materials alone were like 700 bucks. Right? That was not cheap tile that we used." And in the world of tile work, a standard bid is 10 times materials. Right? 10 times materials. That is what a tile job should cost you. So if you're ever thinking of getting tile work done, make sure that you're not cleaners on that. That's what it should cost. I was like, well, wait a minute. You charged, he basically charged like 3 times materials, essentially. Because I remember we had to get more materials and whatnot, but that's still after the fact. But dude, dude, like for real, man. And then the guy endlessly complained, right? And then I went and did a solo job, and I did the standard in times materials. And this client was way pickier because like the guy that I did the Roman bath, like that was the one thing he didn't complain about was the Roman bath, except for you know really, really like he was nitpicking, dude, for real. Like he's nitpicking because the perception was since it didn't cost a lot of money, it was inferior work. And then I did a bathroom for another client, and that one I was talking about right there, that was in Santa Monica, really nice place in Santa Monica, California. The next one I did was for a place that was in Brentwood, and that is synonymous with money. Right? Brentwood is synonymous with money. That's right next to Bel Air and all that stuff, right? And that one, it was that was really, really expensive. They wanted marble, right? They wanted marble tile. Um,
Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. All right. How long have I been talking to myself? It's 3:01. That's Curse of the Dancing Waifu. All right. So it was only 3 minutes. No, 57. So it was 4 minutes. Goodness gracious. Oh, man. That is so annoying. I am beyond done with that. I gotta update Codex's camera, all that other stuff. This is why I need a co-host. This is the reason why I need a co-host. Let's see here. Nope. That's not it. What I wanted to do. There we go. Okay, are we back? Let me double check. Make sure that my audio hasn't like crapped out yet. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying later, Omer Glitch, I'm that's just so annoying that that's happening. But anyway, as I was saying, like here at so yeah, you have to charge money to meet market expectations. Otherwise, people will think that it is cheap garbage and they will complain. Okay. So, and that brought me to what I was talking about with Omniverse Incursion entertainment products, specifically our sportswear. And I do say sportswear because that is the best. That's often the best material, right? So we have high quality, good durable fabrics, solid printing, and whatnot. But because I got a sweetheart deal on the whole thing, we had to raise the price just a little bit. I know most people are like, "Oh, dude, yeah, meet market expectation." Now, most people would take that and just go, "Hey, here's a cheap product," right? And or they would say, "Here's an expensive product," but it would be perceived as being cheap. It would not be perceived as, "Oh, look, I got such a value," right? Because it's too far under market prices for a similarly quality product. So our products are along similar quality to stuff like Champion or Under Armour sports apparel. And and if you buy any of that stuff, that a good Champion T-shirt, a good one, right? Good heavyweight shirt. That's going to be $35 if you can find it wholesale. Right? It's going to be $50 at your local sporting goods. So our price is around $35. So you very similar to the wholesale price. And we that's for the U.S. and for UK as well. It's quality sports apparel made by hey, later, Courtney. Thank you for stopping by. And there's my son, Johnny T. Rex. Awesome. Good to see you out there, son. How are you doing? Did you need to get my attention? Or are you just stopping by to say hi? So yeah, we're gonna be dropping the merch here soon. And that's one of the reasons I was like, you know what? I might just want to do a GoFundMe because there are setup fees involved. Like I gotta pay out money. I don't have that money, to be honest. But if I could guarantee a sale of a handful of shirts, like say 3 or 4 shirts, that's nothing, right? Then I bring the production line. Okay, all is good. Good. I've got bad news, son. The dog ate the Wii charger, or not the Wii, the Switch charger. Ate the Nintendo charger. So, so annoying. Love that dog. Just got to keep telling myself. So that way, we've got the quality sports apparel by athletes for athletes. So it can take a licking and keep on ticking. It'll continue to hold up over time. My son out there can verify that our merch is durable. And I like when we got the prototypes a couple years back. Like, we got the prototypes for the initial World War Hell shirts, and we have those. We still have some of those initial World War Hell shirts, so those would be going up. We're good because those are discontinued. The original World War Hell shirts. So we will. We're going to put those up and sell what little back stock that we have, and launch the new line. So we'll do combos and stuff like that. And that's why I was thinking of doing the crowdfunding. Because people think, oh, crowdfunding, that's just for, a book. It's like, no, for your product. Right? What are you bringing to the store? What are you bringing to the table? And one of the things that we want to bring is this quality apparel that we can offer for market competitive prices, incredible value. Things produced in the UK and the US all have free domestic shipping. We can't offer that in other countries just yet. Some countries is a little harder to get into. They only want locally businesses. They make it hard for foreign operations that are not Chinese. Looking at you, Australia, you're the ones who've given us the hardest time of trying to do business in your country, Australia. Like, what the heck is wrong with you, man? The posh elitist governments of the European Union have been more welcoming. Those guys, they make you run through a mile of red tape just to do business in their country. Especially if you're a US or UK based organization. They seem to be holding a grudge. But no, for real. And that's one of the things that we want to do is, do local production, local distribution, local sales teams, contribute to local economies. And we were into this before the tariff wars began because people think it's just the United States. Like, no, dude, go read the business trades. This is all over the world, man. It is World War IV is being fought with tariffs and excise taxes and value-added taxes. Yes, that's right. The value-added tax is economic warfare. Because if it was an outright tariff, there would be retaliation. But they could say, oh, well, it's a value-added tax. And they get pricey. And they don't just cover like, oh, it's a tariff on beans or blue jeans, like it is that covers everything across the board, all imports, right? And that is a broad sweeping tariff. That's a tariff, is what it is. The value added tax is a tariff. It is economic warfare, and it's been going on for quite a while. So people are just, and they're still not waking up to it. So they think like, oh, it's just this guy, he's being heard. And I'm not discounting that, but there's a reason for it. And whatnot. So, gosh, I think we are just about done on this. Oh, stretching of the limbs. Let me go ahead and bring this up to the camera real quick. Oops, that's the wrong one. Go over to the thing. Boop. There we go. So, yep. Let's see if I can get that Union Jack focus there. I did want the line work to be on that to be light because this will be a color piece. All is said and done. It'll be flats with highlights. So probably 3-tone shading on this. Might even go with like a pencil texture on it. And then, of course, we're going to put some logoing and some spray dressing on it, as it were. All right, you know what? I had it with you falling down. You get the tape. Oh, yeah. Third nugget. There we go. Let's go ahead and go to boop. We'll get this to a point where it can actually be seen a little bit better. Okay. Turn a little bit, and then try not to get my grubby fingers on this. Now, if I bring it over just a little bit, if that's any better. Oh, see, there we go. Always use the blue painter's tape. It doesn't stick to your pages. Don't press it down very hard, though, because it might. Yeah, see, I got this overhead light, and then it's just too strong. It's too strong. Let's see. Oh, it's right in my eyeball. All right, that's a little better. A little bit better. So, there we go, folks. I think I'm done with this for today. Itchy ear today. Ear. It looks like I'm digging in my ear looking for gold. Embarrassing. All right. So everybody out there in TV land, I want to thank you very much for joining me. I had a wonderful time. I hope you did too. Do I ever do digital? Yeah, no, most of my work is digital actually. Hold on, let me go ahead and go to boop, this run right here. So I took a picture at the last break. Do that, but yeah, no, these are digital pencils right here, and I'm doing all the pencils digital. So I've got my blue lines kind of worked in right here on that, and the commission I did. Let me bring this up. I'm really happy because often when I'm working on commissions and stuff, it's like it's top secret. I can't share it until it comes out, and then after that, I get portfolio right. I always secure portfolio rights, right? Well, I can't say always. I often get portfolio rights. That's a lesson I learned pretty early on. Well, I don't know. I learned it a long time ago. I learned it a little bit late, but I do have to show this off, even though it's not out yet. But this is a cover, one of the covers for the upcoming Cobalt. So, loading. We're loading, and we're loading, and we're just doing things. Let me make sure I'm not frozen. Sometimes that happens. Yep. Okay, we're not frozen. Good. So yeah, this is a cover I did for Cobalt. This is entirely digital here. And of course, I cleaned it up, and there are color masks like I did. Oops. Yeah. So I did a color mask for the rain. So that way, when the colorist gets their hands on it, they can go ahead and just one click, get that out of the way, so that they can do whatever they want. So I make life easy. I'm used to working it. I work well with teams, and I am a team-oriented person. And they were very, very happy about this, and they got a great deal on it as well, which always good. You know, that's what I try to do, man. It's like I tell all my clients, I'm like, you hired me, make you money. And I believe that profit is the byproduct of a good product, right? It's not the product. Profit is not the product. Profit is the byproduct, right? So with that mentality, with that philosophy in line, I try to work with the clients to bring their idea to life and make it as marketable as possible. But ultimately, they're the one paying the bill. So there are some jobs that I've done that I don't add to my portfolio because the client was staunch. They wanted to do it this way. They wanted to break all the rules. Do that, man. But sometimes. But Bionic Rock was absolutely a charm to work with, and they were very happy that I brought their vision to life. They came to me with a concept. They wanted a certain thing. Weebs will kind of see a little bit of a nod. It's a little bit of an homage. It's not a direct homage. I did kind of got this video on deck from Dave Finch.
where he's like, don't slice, right? Don't directly rip off something that you're doing an homage. Make it your own. And so we did that. The scene from Naruto. It's a powerful scene, right? And it leads to, and it's got a little room. Let me grab my thingy, my bob here. So it's got room down here. This is actually kind of a little bit of a filled-in negative space, right? It's not entirely blank because this is where the blurb will go, the action caption, and I got room for title pressing up here at the top. So anything that gets covered down here outside of this messed up arm, that is it's disposable, as we like to say. So can Cobalt survive the Death Stalker? Kind of stuff. In a world, kind of deal and whatnot. They're very happy. I'm very happy. And that's what we like to do, man. So I want to thank everybody here for joining me today, dude. Everybody, you have been awesome as I have been working on this picture. I'll go ahead and go outside where I actually have good lighting and take a picture of the final result. Drop it in here into my clip studio or my GIMP, whichever one suits my fancy, and just clean it up a little bit. And I'll be posting that to X. So make sure you follow me on X at Spare Tank, link in the description, and be sure to sign up for Neon Revenant. Dude, Risey Lee, Hail Raven. Don't you have a wrench? Oh my God. You know what, Risey? Yeah, no. All right. You and Mo and a couple others from KJ. Hail Raven. Greatest Titan of all time. Hashtag Orange Lady Bad. Always good to see you, brother. Where are we at? Okay, yeah. Hail Raven. Hail that stuff. Yeah, so I'll be taking a picture of this right here, and I'll clean it up and post it over to X. Follow me at Spare Tank. I'll be I actually forgot to add my Twitch, but it is at tank_fair over there on Twitch. Today is our first day of broadcasting on Twitch, and hopefully I abided by Twitch's arbitrary yet strict guidelines as to not have this be my last stream on Twitch. Because there are channels I like over there, and I don't want my account closed. I don't want to lose track of pretty cool people out there. But anyway, and also here on the YouTubes as well. Make sure you go sign up for Neon Revenant coming out from Rock Hard Comics. We're still kind of a little bit up in the air as to when we're going to be launching the crowdfunder, so just sign up. Of course, there will be a bonus for signing up. We're still kind of working out some stuff. That's why we haven't launched a crowdfunder on it. You know what I mean? And make sure you get EDGEPUNK Magazine. Get yourself an EDGEPUNK Magazine at edgepunk.net. And because Scalpel Zero is in issue number 3, EDGEPUNK Magazine. But finally, speaking of Risey, the most delayed comic book in all of indie comics. It's the latest book of them all. And it hadn't even funded. It hadn't even launched. That's right. Hold my beer, Critias. But unlike that guy, I'm delivering. So, and you get it with over 200 pages of entertainment in EDGEPUNK Magazine. EDGEPUNK Magazine number 2. Over 200 pages of entertainment. Quarterly magazine that'll keep you entertained for a whole quarter. So, good stuff. Rising Tide, grab an oar, slap your neighbor. No, don't slap the neighbor. That's bad. Yeah. So let's see here. Anything else? Oh yes. 21 Demons is going to be re-released from Paul Roper. So that's from Omniverse Incursion Entertainment. And World War Hell, if you guys were watching Glitch's Hump Day show late last night, you got a special sneak preview. So Omer Glitch channel, link in the description. Go check out the show because we were showing stuff behind the scenes. Shadow Saint, coming from the Lord Sandwich himself, the meaty defender of flavor, is bringing out his book of Dark Vigilance. Shadow Saint, absolutely awesome. Helsing, new take on classic horror with a bit of a it's a good horror twist. It's really it's scary. It's good. And that's featuring our design artist Dylan, who this is his first comic. This is his first endeavor into comics, so it's very interesting. It's wonderful to watch this guy grow. It's his first works. The story is absolutely fantastic. Dylan's artwork is great. Kid is just like, he's so thirsty, so hungry. We're working on getting him onto the show. He's just really, really busy. He works in the real world because we can only we can't pay enough to supplant this guy's income just yet. Working on it. Anyway, make sure you smash that dislike button. Make sure you share this out on social media. Tell people what trash I am. Comment down below what trash I am. Hit that bell so you never miss an opportunity to tell me that I am garbage. And remember, stay magnificent, all you beautiful bastards and bastards.